Boker Tov, a few Pesukim in Megilat Esther. So we're up to in the story where Haman offers Achashverosh 10,000 kikar kesef in order to, unfortunately, kill the Jews. And what is Achashverosh's reaction? The king takes off his ring, his signet ring from his hand. He gives it to Haman, the enemy of the Jews. This signet ring is exactly what it means, that it would be able to seal the deal, be able to seal documents. The king's signet. There was a few years ago, there is currently a museum in New York called the Living Torah Museum, and it has a lot of old artifacts and different things that we talk about in Torah, but they show you real life of let's say, certain animals of korbanot, how they look like, and all these different things. And he came to Toronto on a tour. He brought also different coins the Gemara talks about and which ones those actually are. And he brought a signet ring from that time. He said, this is definitely something similar to what Achashverosh had. There was a ring, and it had, it looked like a nice ring on top, but when you would turn it upside down, like you would sign it with your hand. You wouldn't take it off. You would sign it like this. And when you turn it over, it would flip over to like a stone with a design on the stone part. So the top part was a nice gold or whatever thing, and then when you would turn it, it would flip, and that's how he would punch the signet. Something very, very interesting. So he takes off this ring. The Gemara says that the removal of the ring caused more to the Jews, affecting them negatively, which in turn turned us into tefillah, where we prayed and we were so nervous this is going to destroy Bnei Israel, more than all the Nevi'im. That when the Nevi'im were screaming at the Jews, guys, the Beit HaMikdash is going to be destroyed, come on, teshuvah, etc. We're like, all right, whatever. Some of us did something about it, most of us didn't, and the Beit HaMikdash eventually got destroyed. Gemara says this removal of the ring, what that caused, when they realized, oh my gosh, the Goyim are going to destroy us, then they eventually, we're seeing the story, they woke up and did teshuvah, etc. The next pasuk, Vayomer Hamelech leHaman. Not only did the king give him his signet ring, Achashverosh tells Haman, Hakesef natun lach. The money, keep it. Keep the money. Ve'am la'asot bo katov be'enecha. And the nation, do what you want with the nation. So here as well, he speaks in general terms, because Haman didn't reveal that it was the Jews. Because remember, he upgraded Mordechai to the Shara Melech. So he wasn't sure if he had, he really had an affinity for the Jews. But Haman did it in such a way. That's why even Achashverosh says, look, the nation is yours and do whatever you want. Because Haman said, le'abedam, to get rid of them. What does le'abedam mean? Does it mean to move them and ship them into a different area or something like that? So he kept it general because he didn't really know what Haman wanted, but he just trusted. He said, Haman, do what you want to do with it. And last pasuk for today. Vayikareu, and they called Sofrei HaMelech, the scribes of the king. What day was this? B'chodesh Arishon, on the first month, which is Nisan, Bishlosha Asar Yombo, on the 13th day, 2 days before Pesach, the day before Erev Pesach. This is when they called the scribes to write these letters. And we're going to see that now the story kind of slows down, and the 3 days that they fast is actually over Pesach. We're going to, Bezrat Hashem, get to it as the Pesukim go on. Vayikatev kechol asher tziva Haman. And they wrote everything that Haman wanted, everything that he commanded. And who did he send it to? Who did he give these to? El Achashtar Penei HaMelech, to leaders or rulers of the king. Actually, the Gemara says this actual word Achashtar Penei, we don't know its exact translation. A ruler, a governor, Vela Pachot is the governors. Vela Pachot, the governors, Asher al Medina, which was on every country. Vel Sarei Am Va'am, and ministers of every nation. We explained that there's a difference in nations and countries. A country, let's say, has a written language. That's why it says here, Am Medina Medina Kichtava. Each country in its writing. The Am Va'am Kil Shono, and every nation in their language. We said there's let's say Canada has its official language is English, and we write everything's in English. But there's people that live in our country, and that could be Pakistani, that could be Indian. They only speak Indian. So he made sure that in every country the legal country, writing was in that language, and ministers of each people that lived in that country make sure every denomination, they understood what the message was. And this was all b'shem HaMelech Achashverosh nichtav. It was all written in the name of the king Achashverosh, v'nechtam b'tabat HaMelech, and it was signed with the signet ring of the king. And then we're going to see next pasuk what was actually written. Unfortunately, laharog, lashmin, laharog, laabed, to get rid of all the Jews, to kill all the Jews. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. את ישראל לפיך חיבה להם תורה שנאמר, אדוני חפץ למען צדקו יגדיל תורה וידיר.